Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the ITTF World Tour China Open, a super series on the World Tour. I'm Adam Babro, your commentator, coming to you live from Chengdu, China, and we are coming into the women's singles final. It's Liu Shiwen, world ranked #1 from China, coming in right there. She's the Women's World Cup champion from last year, the 2015 Athlete of the Year from ITTF Star Awards. And her opponent, the women's doubles champion with Liu Shiwen, Ning, the Queen of Hearts, world ranked #2, and at 26 years old, is having an incredible tournament so far. Been watching her play actively for several years now, and have seen shots out of her in this tournament that I haven't seen before, consistently taking the ball off the middle with the forehand. I really feel like everybody's in top form right now. A little bit of a break after the Olympics. This is the first match, or the first real tournament for these two since the Olympics. Liu Shiwen and Ning have battled 22 times. A common rivalry here, friendship, but rivalry in many finals. And of those, Liu Shiwen has won 14 of the 22 against Ning. This is almost 2/3 of the matches head-to-head. So a strong favorite, Liu Shiwen. Now Ning is the Olympic gold medalist, given the opportunity to play. The Chinese team definitely had their options to choose to send Liu Shiwen if they wanted, as world ranked #1. Turned it down to give Ning the chance, more trusted under pressure against foreign players. Ning, of course, playing Li Xiaoxia, the recently retired legend of the sport, women's Grand Slam champion. And Li Xiaoxia was not able to take the match. It was Ning who got revenge from the 2012 Olympic final. So Liu Shiwen the first seed in this tournament, Ning the second seed. Both players using inverted rubber on both sides of the racket for heavy spin on both sides. You can see a bit about how they got there right there on screen. I'll tell you more, give you everything. You can find that on ITTF.com. The draws from early on and all the way through. And this tournament hasn't been as long as for some others. Again, it's been a smaller crowd, but these players enter the main draw anyway, so it's been the same amount of matches to win to make it to the women's singles final. So Liu Shiwen with the very short strokes. Ning with the bigger strokes, more comfort off the table. Varying serves from the reverse tomahawk to the traditional tomahawk. And what I like to call the swan serve. Ning's delivery on the pendulum, much different than most. So just to let you know how these players got here, Liu Shiwen started off top seed over Lin Po-Shuen from Chinese Taipei 4-0, then Marina Matsuzawa from Japan, and that was a 4-3 scare. Liu Shiwen dropping 3 games, winning 11-6 in the 7th, and another 4-3 victory after that. Zheng Jian from Singapore started off winning 3 games in a row over Liu Shiwen, and then Liu Shiwen came back winning 4. And after that, she played Yang Haun, who took out Zhu Yuling. That was earlier today, a 4-0 victory for Liu Shiwen. Now on Ning's side, started off against Li Yujun from Chinese Taipei, 4-0 victory, then 4-0 over Sakura Mori, the up-and-coming Japanese player, 20-year-old. And then it was Germany's Shan Xiaona who took a game off of Ning, the first player to do that this tournament. But still 4-1 for Ning. And then the match against Cheng Meng, only 1 game dropped by Ning. So we'll see. Again, an overwhelming record. I'd say a confident record, 14-8. Liu Shiwen over Ning. Yet the last time they played was the Korea Open in 2016, one of my favorite highlights for top 10 of any tournament I've ever seen. Of course, Xu Xin making those highlights. And these two players here battling in the final. And Ning won that. Their last encounter went to Ning. So Liu Shiwen to start off the serve. Best of 7 match, love all.
Left, lower.
Back edge of the table for Ding Ning. It's Ding Ning's point.
Love one.
Miscalled. I think Lu Shiwen's going to give her the point. And if both players agree, umpires tend to stay out of the way. Very rare occasion that that's not the case. So Ding Ning takes the first point. Lu Shiwen moving it around with ease, even from behind the table, playing the corners well. Deep on both sides. Spinny opening backhand, just a little bit too shallow on the table for Lu Shiwen's safety. Inside out forehand goes off the side of the table. Ding Ning playing a very ambitious angle to take the point. It's going to be what's required out here. Lu Shiwen's still getting quite close to the ball. Outright service point for Lu Shiwen. Short side of the table, but right on the white of the line. Very confident. Lu Shiwen here reads the spin perfectly to make this shot. Backhand out wide to Ding Ning's forehand. Again, the righty-lefty battle playing the mirror, typically to the advantage of the left-hander. But as the record suggests, Lu Shiwen not bothered by that.
Leg 4-0.
Inside out forehand goes off the table. There's that inside out forehand with the angle again. Ding Ning hanging on to her lead, putting it back to 2 points. Now while both players are quite agile, Ding Ning seems to be the one who's bending and moving around more, leaning with the upper body.
Leg 5-7.
Ooh, and a service error. Lu Shiwen still game one in the best of 7. But whoever takes the first game is going to have a big advantage. Inside out forehand coming across the ball. It's up at eye level right there. Watch this one more time. Maybe shoulder level, but still she has to come across the body to put the inside out spin on that. Get it back on the table aggressively. So versatile in her service game. Ding Ning with the shovel serve, inside out spin. A beautiful poster there. Signature is all over. Again, it's surprising how accessible some of these players are. Fans waiting at the hotel all night. 5 game points for Ding Ning. Lu Shiwen takes one, saves one, fends one off. Top of the net and out, it's 11-6. Ding Ning takes game 1 over Liu Shiwen, and we'll be back for game 2 of the women's singles final here at the China Open 2016 right after this.
Second game. Ding Ning to serve, level.
Back for game 2, Ding Ning in the lead, starting off with the serve. It's game 2, and Ding Ning's up 1-0 right now over Liu Shiwen at the top of the screen.
Level.
Now, for those of you a little bit newer to the sport, Ding Ning right there, the Queen of Hearts, a legend of table tennis, is playing against world rank #1. Again, solid friendship, but still one of the most interesting rivalries, probably the most interesting rivalry in women's table tennis.
Good luck.
At this point in the game, these two dominate. The only players who can really compete with these two consistently are their teammates, Ju Yuling, Chun Meng.
Green love.
Again, it's a strange case of the person with the most dominant record, Liu Shiwen right there, dodging the ball, who was not selected for the Olympics despite being the most dominant player on the Chinese national team.
Leg.
Performance under pressure is the true question. And Liu Shiwen not as trusted as Ding Ning. Change of pace from Ding Ning, softening up 2 shots. A little bit of side spin on the second to last ball from Ding Ning. Back edge of the table for Ding Ning. And a crucial point right now, early on in this game, being down 2-4 is quite different than being down 1-5. I guess it's still early enough in the game that we've seen greater comebacks from either score. Opportunity was there, but it's the second dodgeball attempt. Liu Shiwen with a dart coming at the head. Manages to save that ball, and it's just mistimed by Ding Ning. Ding Ning's weight a little bit upright rather than forward over that ball for a ball a little shallower on the table. And a heavy push from Ding Ning's forehand saves the point. A deceptively heavy underspin serve on the pendulum from Ding Ning. Tested in the fast pace of play. Liu Shiwen turning up the speed a bit. Now while Ding Ning can play the wall and get a lot back, use her opponent's speed, redirected, Liu Shiwen definitely the faster of the two, the shorter strokes, the quicker turns. An attempted deep push with a little bit of side spin on it from Liu Shiwen. Ay caramba! Me encanta este punto. Incredible counter loops. Both players just tested, driven back off the table, hooking shots, and finally an upright Liu Shiwen finds the net. World rank number 1 against world rank number 2. Absolute fireworks out here. And the wide inside-out forehand from Liu Shiwen. 3-point lead here. Looking at a real opportunity to tie it back up at 1 game each. Now, much like Ma Long and Zhang Jike, despite one player having an overwhelming record against the other, sometimes the big matches really stain the memory, make the biggest impression on the opponent. Well placed, covers the ball, puts it right back into the elbow of Ning, and now it's 3 game points for Liu Shiwen to tie it up. Backhand to start it off to the short side of the table, and the inside-out forehand to finish it up. Not easy balls. Liu Shiwen just swatting that one away. Almost gets it back with a counter loop from the forehand side. And the defense starts off the point but can't keep it going long enough. Liu Shiwen 11-8 ties it up 1 game apiece, and we'll be back for game 3. Stay right here.
Third game. Liu Shiwen to serve level.
Back for game 3, Liu Shiwen starting off with the serve. And quality shots come back quickly. Ning turning this around and grabbing the driver's seat position here, the steering wheel in the rally. Once again, a long, heavy push. Now, while you might think of a heavy push as being a bigger stroke like a chop, Ning shows with a lot of wrist how even without following through, quick motion at the point of contact can generate a lot of spin. Once again, but this time with the top spin on the forehand side. Now, Ning is on the side of the table that typically has been a disadvantaged side, with the back to the light up electronic barrier. Choa. Ning celebrates as she gets her 4th straight point. Love watching these two test each other out here. Fast-paced, aiming for each other's middles. Liu Shiwen with the short strokes, but still sent out wide from the middle. It's going to be a challenging shot. Almost brings it back. Ding Ning reaching way out to the wide forehand. This is where the best rallies start, when Ding Ning is driven off the table, chasing down the ball. Suddenly Liu Shiwen gets another shot, hits it deep to the backhand. We've got a lobbing and smashing rally. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few more of those throughout the match.
2-6.
A little fun detail for you to notice. You'll have to wait 2 more points for it, but Liu Shiwen, the way she shuffles her feet, a little side step. Not actually lifting the feet when she's on the receive. For Ding Ning to take this point, again, she's a bit out of position compared to Liu Shiwen. Step and a half behind as Liu Shiwen's in the blocking game a bit more, but a very aggressive blocking game, countering with the backhand out wide to the forehand. Ding Ning comfortable with the pace, spinning it back to take the point. Inside out, falling to the ground shot. Come on, Ding Ning. What are you gonna do? Look at this one more time. No chance for Liu Shiwen. Oh, mercy me, right on the white of the line. At some point, Ding Ning's career is gonna have a 20-minute highlight reel. That might be in it.
9-2.
All right, strong answer from Liu Shiwen, taking it off the bounce. And now it's 3-9. A little bit more traditional shot from Ding Ning. A clean look for Liu Shiwen to counter with the backhand. But not this time, too much power from Ding Ning and depth on the table, and now it's 7 game points for the Queen of Hearts. Top of the net and the back edge of the table. Nope, it goes long, off the top of the net and out. Thought I heard something there. So Liu Shiwen saving another game point. I guess saving a game point. But not this time, 11-4, Ding Ning with the most dominant score we've had yet. And it's a 2-1 lead for the Queen of Hearts in pink. We'll be back for game 4 right after this.
First game. Ding Ning to serve. Level.
Back for game 4, Ding Ning leading 2-1, starting off with the serve over Liu Shiwen at the top of the screen in the more black than pink shirt. Ding Ning recovering a net top shot in that rally. Oh, short side, Liu Shiwen finds just the littlest opening to get that shot in. Look at the placement on this one more time. Again, the white of the line on the short side of the table. Danger's her middle name. Liu Danger Shiwen. Her parents were a little bit progressive, so. Again, deep backhand right down the middle of the table. Liu we've got some vocalization going on. Ding Ning getting pumped. Now, it's not a sign of disrespect, simply, I'd say sort of the opposite. The player knows, Liu Shiwen knows that her opponent really wants to win this match and is going to have to work hard to do that. It's a big game for Ding Ning to take a runaway lead, to go up 3-1 in this best-of-7 match. Quick backhands off the bounce from Liu Shiwen, creating the angle and driving Ding Ning off. And on the second serve here, please take a moment to notice the palm of the hand toss, a requirement. Liu Shiwen has a very unusual, I'd say unusually small hand. Watch the way the ball sits on top of the thumb muscle. No close up there, you'll get to see it later. Doesn't really sit flat in the palm of the hand. I guess the point is that she shouldn't be able to generate any spin with it, and the opponent should be able to see the ball clearly. Both of those are satisfied. It's more the spirit of the law. Quick off the bounce, Ding Ning. Clinched fist and a 3-point lead. It's the opening attack, and then well placed. A little bit to the middle of the table. Quick off the bounce again. Both players have this in their repertoire to take the ball quickly. Just generate some speed and spin from a ball coming in. But the placement, key ingredient. A lot of players in the world can hit the ball hard, make a counter here and there, but the consistency under pressure with placement. And the English apology from Ding Ning. Now, while neither of these players are fluent in English, they both understand plenty. Definitely both understand sorry with a hand in the air. Quick table tennis karma comes right back. Beautiful finish. Liu Shiwen testing Ding Ning and being tested out wide to the forehand several times. How quickly Liu Shiwen resets after each shot and then covers fans down with the racket to bring it out to the short side of the table and take the point. Ding Ning steps into a 3-point lead late in the game. This could be the game that determines the winner of the match. Now, I'd have to look at the points to see the difference in the world rankings between world rank number 1 and world number 2. But Ding Ning taking this match could shake up the world order. Not so fast. Liu Shiwen with a big forehand to take the point. Never ceases to amaze me how quickly these players can reset, especially Liu Shiwen. Again, less wingspan, shorter everything, strokes included. Quicker recovery. And the placement again, Liu Shiwen making it a 1-point game. 2 points in a row, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout here. Ding Ning, yep, calls the timeout. Wants to cauterize the bleeding here. Again, this could be the game that determines the winner of the match. So Ding Ning takes this game. She's got a 3-1 lead in a best of 7, having won their last encounter. But the points are changing so much. Liu Shiwen mixing it up on the table, both players playing wide angles when they can. Ding Ning early on in the match with some inside-out forehands for winners. We'll have to see. Might be a higher risk shot for Ding Ning. Again, it's a bigger stroke, it takes more time. She is the one who called the timeout, and with no coach in the corner, really has to use all of her experience, and at 26 years old, is one of the most experienced players on the World Tour currently, at least playing at the highest level. Of course, you've got Nisha Lien of Luxembourg in her young to mid 50s, I believe 53 years old. Obviously has quite a level of experience. One of the top players in the world in her young days, and still in the top 100. Beat Ai Fukuhara last year on the World Tour, beating world rank number 4 at 52 years old. Quite impressive. But the experience pays off in the timeout. Gets into the backhand to backhand rally. And it's not just that Ding Ning has a better backhand than Liu Shiwen. That might not even be true. It's the fact that her forehand is so deadly that by standing in the backhand to backhand rally, she's waiting for Liu Shiwen to open up to the forehand side. Let service.
8-10.
Brought out to the forehand side, but Ding Ning just a little bit slow to get there. I think the better way to say that is Liu Shiwen keeps the pace on and doesn't allow Ding Ning the opportunity to get that vicious forehand attack into play. One more game point for Ding Ning. Liu Shiwen battling against it with the serve, looking to deuce it up here. A risky serve drifts off the table, and Ding Ning gets the opening attack, but nonetheless, Liu Shiwen ties it up here. Quick point for Ding Ning out of the timeout, and then 2 points to follow from Liu Shiwen. Looks like we might get a shovel serve, we'll see. It's a straight pendulum, and a third ball attack finds the net. Liu Shiwen with 3 points in a row now has her own game points. And there's part of the Liu Shiwen fan club with a 5-6 person poster. Fast long serve into the body, pays off. It's the inside out forehand, and Liu Shiwen ties it up, and no more timeout left for Ding Ning. We're going on to game 5, and it's dead even. We'll see who steps into the lead. Game 5 right after this. Players coming back for game 5, and Liu Shiwen with a big streak and a real big kick right now. Bit of boost in energy and confidence to come back. Was down 3 points in the late part of the game, 6-9. The timeout called from Ding Ning, but still Liu Shiwen saves the game and takes it, tied up at 2 each. That backhand though not coming back, right off the bounce. Ding Ning just shutting it out. Very dismissive backhand, short stroke. Shiwen drying the sweat off the palm, making sure that she's got a clean grip on the racket. Again, the humidity can make it very difficult. And one interesting thing to credit these athletes, they're playing around the world in different climates with different humidities all over. Right now it's raining outside in Chengdu, which adds to the moisture in the air inside as well. And even with such a solid receive from Shiwen, Ning in the right position, counters it back with the backhand. Oh, once again, the backhand to finish the rally. This time a bit more power from Ning. Takes it slightly later, but still early enough, the ball on the rise. Again, a high-risk shot, but it's well practiced by the top Chinese players. Able to take the ball early to give the advantage. Both players trying to stay in on top of the table. But not this time. Shiwen increasing the quality of her shot, keeping it deeper on the table with topspin, forcing Ning back. This really does narrow down the angle opportunity. A more acute angle out here. So with all the fans here, there are a lot of different cheers going on. Crowd entertaining each other with their fun, creative ways to cheer for the players. The last laugh you heard was after Ning big sister Jiao. Let's go. Oh, and Ning saves a ball right on the body. The inside out forehand, but the follow-up shot doesn't come down. Look at this one more time. Takes it late. Bit of side spin on it. Look how much bend that has. Tries to play the safe shot cross court, but it's a palm to the forehead for Ning. You're going to see the reverse tomahawk. Going to be a traditional tomahawk. Only time will tell. Traditional. The crowd loves it. Again, tomahawk serves are so rare at the professional level. Dmitry Ovtcharov, Dima, famous for his. Kenta Matsudaira, the only other memorable reverse tomahawk serve currently in the game, at least at the world-class level. Not too many people do that serve other than Ning and Kenta Matsudaira. Oh, the fast long serve attempted deep into the backhand. Like Shiwen felt that she got tightened up a bit through the shoulders. Just trying to stay loose, stretch it out. Again, this is where physical conditioning comes in. These players really pushing themselves to the limits. If they're used to it, conditioned for it, they can handle it. For any of you fans out there, you know what it's like your first day going back to the gym or getting into push-ups. Your arms tighten up. But if you make it a habit every morning, soon you're able to do many push-ups. No problem. Your body conditions, adapts. There's that cross-court shot early off the bounce again from Ning, and it's tied up 6 points each. Again, keep in mind that the players are thinking in combinations. They make one shot and set up for the next. Kicking shot down the line from Ning for the point. Now in the lead. Very clean shot. The ball went over the barriers into the photographer zone. Got the crowd excited. Again, anytime someone has the opportunity to throw the ball back to one of the players, all the fans imagine that could be me. Opening opportunity. Shiwen just a little bit away from the table, looking for the angle shot out wide to the forehand side. Only 3 Ning Jiaos from the same person. Was expecting a 4th. Again, it's common that we see Ning's feet getting far apart for that wide stance. Talked earlier about her footwork and how she tends to have longer steps. Really leans with the upper body a lot more. Can be quite demanding physically on the body. Down the middle of the table, Ning this time pinned. She's a little bit more in the backhand court for this shot. She'll play that inside out, deep to the forehand, but here tries to play the short middle of the table. The shot goes long. Shiwen within 1 point. Again, both players fighting to grab this game for a 3-2 lead. Short side of the table looks good, but just too short, and now it's 2 game points for Ning. And she's got her versatile repertoire of serves to take the game. The pendulum serve with light top and side spin sets up the 3rd ball, but a heavy push from Shiwen saves the points. 1 game point saved. The game's getting tighter and tighter. Last game was a deuce game. Shiwen saves another game point and ties it up. We've got our first deuce. Now we're gonna find out which fan club is louder. Team Shiwen or Team Ning. Soft shot down the middle. Ning taking the pace off the ball. Very light spin, also changing the bounce. Changes the timing for Shiwen. 3rd game point for Ning this game. Take the game on that. So many shots tested and brings it back wide to finish off Shiwen for a 3-2 lead. We'll be back with game 6 right after this short break. are back
level.
for game 6. Ning takes game number 5 at deuce. So Shiwen trying to knock on the quad muscles, keep the legs loose. It's funny the way the human body works as far as tightening up after a little bit of rest. Sometimes adrenaline to keep you going. That's why they often say walk it off, keep moving. If you rest too much, swelling will happen. Body tightens up. Ning takes her second point this game. Rare to see a push win the point from Ning. At least a backhand push that comes off the table to the short side. There's that angular shot again, quick off the bounce and out wide to the forehand side. Extra spin, even taking it late. Ning still causing a threat to Shiwen as the ball kicks up and out. We've got a timeout. Shiwen calling that timeout. Again, an experienced timeout. The 3-point differential. So Shiwen's been able to play the wide shots at least throughout this tournament. Changing up direction with short strokes. She's just not getting the, say, early establishing shots in the points. From service and receive, Ning has just been too strong. It's tough to be world number 1. The question is, who do you practice with? World number 2, sure. But one thing that the Chinese team does is that they'll have several practice partners. Some of the top players in the world play only forehands from both sides of the table. Meaning that when you're playing to the backhand side, you're still dealing with forehand power. Soft spinny shot from Ning right out of the timeout. Sort of crippling the timeout of Shiwen. Shiwen's really trying to mix it up. The fast long serve into the body. Placement is solid, but the ball comes back a bit unpredictably. Shiwen rushed into a long shot. Now when you serve long, you know you're going to get the ball back long. So you have to be a bit ready for a quick reaction. Seen big comebacks in the past, but down 2-8 with your opponent up 1 game and 1 game away from the title. It's a real tough task. But every journey starts with 1 small step. Shiwen takes the first step. Second step. The journey has begun. Shiwen just down 4, and at the second towel break of the game, neither player goes to the towel. Well-placed serve. Light topspin, half long to the forehand side. Backed off the table, can't put it down, and Liu Shiwen's still fighting to keep this match going. Again, a long way to go, but if she can take this game, we'll be in a decisive 7th game. Right on the line. From the start of this point, it looked like Liu Shiwen had it in the bag, but still Ding Ning does not lie down, gets several balls back on the table. They're covering the middle with the forehand, punches one back and tries to keep it in play. But from that far off the table, there's just more ground to cover, and Liu Shiwen plays the line perfectly. Now a 3-point differential, down 6-9 with her second serve. Oh, the edge of the table on the high arcing shot from Ding Ning. If that ball comes down cleanly on the table, Liu Shiwen is the favorite to win this point. Still not an easy shot, heavy topspin and deep on the table. But now 4 championship points for Ding Ning. Inside out forehand. Top of the net, but stays on Ding Ning's side. 1 championship point saved. Big backhand cross court wide out to the forehand side, and Liu Shiwen saves another championship point. The 3rd towel break of the game. Audience half cheering, half watching in anticipation. That section you just saw. More of the philosophical section in the crowd. Just thinking about the what ifs. Liu Shiwen now has 2 serves to control the points. If she uses the first one wisely, that is. Heavy spin to the middle and a big counter. Ding Ning on her toes and a huge roar. The Queen of Hearts, the Lioness out here, is now the champion of the 2016 China Open. And what a performance. Despite walking by each other, they held onto each other's hands for some time. They know the struggle well and have to respect the battle of their opponents. World rank number 1, Liu Shiwen, with an overwhelming record against Ding Ning, but the last 2 matches they've played have gone to Ding Ning. And the most memorable match in recent history between these two, the World Championships in 2015, for the 4-2 victory. Ding Ning, the Queen of Hearts, is the women's singles champion of the China Open, and there was the recap on screen. Stick around, we've got one more big match and one more match total for this tournament. It's Fan Zhendong versus Ma Long. The gap of generations. We'll see what happens right after this. You're watching the China Open 2016.